It's recording. As you stand there and sniff your food.
I'm waiting for you to ask me what you got there.
Hey, what you have there?
It's eggplant. Eggplant gratin.
Huh.
Yeah, it's like the vegetarian mac and cheese. Wait, mac and cheese is already vegetarian. Never mind. So it's it's nice eggplant, cooked, roasted in the oven, and then mixed in a tomato sauce that has paprika, cumin, turmeric, fresh mint, and then I put it inside this ramekin dish, put some cheese on top, and broil it. It's really good.
Sounds delicious.
Thank you. If you're not a big fan of eggplant, this recipe will make you turn into one. Let me show you how.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. We need 1 eggplant, a quarter yellow onion, 2 garlic cloves, 2 sprigs of fresh mint, 1 teaspoon each paprika, turmeric, and cumin, 1 can of crushed tomatoes, 14.5 ounce, and 1 cup shredded cheese. But if you like cheese like me, you can go 1.5 cup or 2 cups even. And this is semi-soft cheese, which means anything like mozzarella, Gouda, Gruyere, Swiss cheese, anything that's quick melting. And of course, salt and black pepper. Alright, let's start with the eggplant. First, turn the oven on and set it to 400 degrees. Then cut the ends of the eggplant. Then we're gonna dice it. About 3/4 of an inch cubes. Now the eggplant shrinks when it cooks, so this is gonna reduce to about 1/2 inch cubes after cooking, and transfer it to a bowl. So normally if you cook eggplant on the stove and you saute it, you're gonna have to add a lot of oil because it absorbs the oil and the pan becomes dry. But the way we're gonna do it today is actually in the oven. That way we don't have to use a lot of oil. So we're just gonna drizzle it with some cooking oil, about 2 tablespoons, and immediately toss it because it's gonna absorb all that oil. So that way you wanna mix it immediately before just a few pieces absorb the oil, the other ones do not. Once it's all mixed in, line a large baking sheet with parchment paper and spray it evenly with some cooking oil. Then dump the eggplant in, spread it into 1 layer. You probably also noticed that we did not season the eggplant, and for 2 reasons. One, all the seasoning is going to actually come from the tomato sauce that we're going to cook later. And 2, if I put salt on the eggplant, it's going to draw out so much water out of the eggplant, and it's going to make it not roast perfectly. Transfer it to the oven, and in about 10 minutes we're going to check on it because we're going to be tossing it every now and then so that we can get even browning all over. And while the eggplant is roasting in the oven, we're gonna make our sauce. Smash and chop the garlic. Alrighty. Okay. Dice the onion very fine. In a stainless steel pot, add about 1 tablespoon cooking oil and 1 tablespoon extra virgin olive oil. Add the garlic and turn it on to medium-high. Fry it a little bit. Add onions. Stir them in and cook them until they are lightly translucent. Then add all the spices and stir them in to toast them. Then add the tomatoes and stir to combine. Add salt. Make sure you season very heavily this sauce, because remember, the eggplant doesn't have any seasoning on it. Some fresh ground black pepper. Stir to combine and let it simmer until it's almost dry. And while the sauce is cooking, we're gonna chop our mint. Just take it off the stem. Roll it into a bundle. That's the easiest way to chop herbs. And then just slice it through. And then run the knife through it a couple of times. And set it aside. So the eggplant has been in the oven now for 15 minutes. It's time to toss it around a little bit. As you can see, it's nice and soft, and we didn't have to use a lot of oil. So we're gonna spread it again evenly and put it back in the oven for another 10 to 15 minutes. Alright, so as you can see, the sauce is now dry and it's ready. Turn it off. Alright, so after another 10 minutes, we're gonna check it. Yep, they're nice and soft. Some pieces are still a little firm, which is good, because we want some texture as well as flavor. So in total, it took about 20 minutes to 25 minutes to roast it. We're gonna transfer everything to the sauce. Alright, so we transfer everything to the sauce pot, add the mint, and mix to combine. Let's get a taste to see if the seasoning is right. It's perfect. Alright. Two oven-proof deep dishes, and spoon everything in there. So we fill the dishes just a little bit under the rim, make space for the cheese. There's still some extra here. I think we're gonna get a piece of bread and take care of that as soon as I put these dishes in the oven. Place the gratin dishes on a baking sheet. It makes it easier to put them in and out of the oven, and top it with the cheese. And place it in the oven and broil it on high until nicely caramelized. And there it is, oven roasted eggplant in a fragrant tomato sauce with the cheese gratin. Enjoy. Bon appetit.